So in my last video, we talked about how much money a postgraduate resident in USA is making on average after doing USMLE. If you think that amount of salary is high, wait till you hear about the salaries once you finish your residency and now you become an attending physician or a specialist or a consultant, whatever you want to call it. Seriously, after residency, you'll be making the same amount of money a Pakistani or an Indian local factory owner or a local company CEO makes. Even by the US standards, physicians in USA are one of the most highly paid professionals, and most of them have a really lavish lifestyle.
तो चलिए शुरू करते हैं।
So right after USMLE, you start your internal medicine residency and you finish that residency in about 3 years. We've already talked about how much a resident makes during these 3 years, and you can check that in the video link I've pasted above. Anyways, after 3 years of residency, you can start independent practice, whether as a primary care doctor or a hospitalist. Primary care doctor and hospitalist, both of these fields do not require any additional training besides the 3 years of residency that we've already talked about. So, in primary care, you basically run a clinic, like how general practitioners in Pakistan or India or UK run a clinic. On the other hand, as a hospitalist, you basically run the hospital, of course, and consult all the right people and take care of the patients while they're admitted in the hospital. For either primary care or hospitalist, you don't need any additional training. You can just become one of those right after your residency. Now, if you just decide to subspecialize instead and go into some subspecialty like cardio, GI, or nephrology, you do additional 3 years of training, which is called a fellowship in the USA. You can either do a high paying fellowship and go into a high paying subspecialty, for example, like I said, cardiology or GI or hematology, oncology. These are all high paying specialties. Or you can do a subspecialty that is average paying, that interests you, and you can go to subspecialties like infectious disease, endocrinology, and nephrology, which do not pay as well as cardiology or GI, but they're still pretty good. Based on my experience, most of the Pakistani and Indian residents who come from their local countries to get the training in USA mostly do high paying subspecialties like GI or cardiology. I mean, you don't have to do it, but it's just a trend that I've noticed. So you do whatever you're interested in. So finally, let's take a look at the average annual salary of different specialties and subspecialties.
अबे जल्दी बोल कल सुबह पनवेल निकलना।
Let's start with primary care. Um, a primary care physician with no additional training besides the first 3 years of residency makes around $250,000 before tax every year. So $250,000 per year. Based on the current exchange rate, this amounts to about 5.6 crores in Pakistani rupees every year, or about 2 crores in Indian rupees. So that's it for the PCP. For a hospitalist, an average hospitalist salary is around 300,000 US dollars every year before tax, give or take. This calculates to about 6.7 crores in Pakistani rupees or 2.4 crores in Indian rupees. Remember that this was without any additional training or subspecialization. Now let's see how much different specialists make. So let's start with high paying subspecialties. These include cardiology, GI, hemonc. So fun story, a senior of mine from my medical school who just got done with training in interventional cardiology got a job offer for $700,000 a year. I cannot tell you if he took that offer or not. However, what I can tell you is that $700,000 is an expected salary for an interventional cardiologist, and that makes about 15 crores Pakistani rupees. That's almost 1 crore every month. And this averages to about 5.7 crores Indian rupees. Cardiology, hematology, oncology, and gastroenterology have almost the same salary bracket, generally speaking. However, if you think that the busy lifestyle of these specialties is not for you, then you can also do fellowship in subspecialty that has a relaxing and easy lifestyle and easier work hours. These include endocrinology, nephro, or infectious disease. Infectious disease is something that I am interested in myself, and I will do infectious disease fellowship at some point. But anyways, one of the nephrologists that I know, he told me that he's making about $400,000 every year, which means about 9 crore Pakistani rupees every year, or about 3.5 crore Indian rupees every year. Like I said, if you're a doctor in the USA, you're almost making the same amount of money as a factory owner in Pakistan or India. And not to mention that most self made factory owners or CEOs in Pakistan and India are actually older people in their 40s and 50s at least. And you'll be making this amount of money in your 30s or even late 20s. So if this doesn't motivate you to take up USMLE, I don't know what will. If you're interested, I have many videos about USMLE preparation on my channel, and I will post the links in the description too. If you'd like to buy me some coffee, link for that is in the description. I'll make another video about what kind of lifestyle you can expect while living in the USA, and I'll see you in the next video.